Hello, Mega Halo fans and others that might just be stopping by. This is just gonna be a short little video I'm filming. I'm new to video creation as well as uploading YouTube videos myself. To start this out, you've already read the title if you're watching this video. I'm a big Mega fan. Just in general, I support the company and for all the different series they have, but mostly I just collect Halo. And I have been for a long time. I'm a big fan of the games themselves, as well as I've actually been in the community of collecting and trading and buying and selling MCX for a while. You might know it as Mega Blocks, Mega Construx, just Mega. They keep changing the name, but anyway, the point of this video is to show off some of the rarest as well as most expensive figures here. To preface, I have a few things, some disclaimers here. This video is not meant to be like a flex of any kind. This is not showing, hey, look at me, I have the best collection, because, there are many people who have sealed of every single set. I have a relatively small collection when it comes to some of the big mega collectors. I have a pretty small one, but I have managed to track down some pretty rare items over the past. So that's what this video is dedicated towards, just talking about some of the rarest figures. Also, a lot of people in the Mega community, they haven't played the games, and so they might be like, oh, I don't know what this character's name is, I don't know why they're valuable. That's part of the reason I'm making this video, so I can talk about, hey, this certain character, blah 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 blah, only came in this one set, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through these. I'm gonna talk about why they're rare, why they're valuable, if I know what set they came in, and yeah, let's just start going through. So I kind of have everything separated here. We got some active camo here, we got UNSC, some bigger figures, and some Covenant. Sorry if my movement's a little restricted. My wrist is sprained right now, but where's a good place to start? We can just start over here. So this is a UNSC Spartan Orbital. This guy, he's pretty valuable. He has, you can tell from a lot of the paint apps, he came in one of the Phaetons, the completely orange one. A really odd set, based on how, maybe it was based on Warzone. I'm not a huge Halo 5 fan, but, I don't know a lot of the multiplayer content that was introduced in that game. I only know campaign stuff. But as far as I'm aware, an orange Phaeton never happened. So it's kind of a weird set, but then they just had these two really highly detailed Spartans with all these paint apps. Like, look at that. They don't do very much of this for newer art figures. So yeah, this guy, he's a little expensive. He's not crazy though. That's just kind of starting off tame. Here we got one. This one might not seem valuable at first, but let me focus. This is the Master Chief that came in the Forward Until Dawn set. As far as I'm aware, that's the second signature series set. The FUD, as it's called. Yeah, this one's, he's expensive because he has these exclusive paint apps with the black. There's many Halo 4 Master Chiefs, as Halo 4 Master Chief was all the Master Chiefs we got for a long time. It was just a Halo 4 version. So yeah, he's valuable because he only came in the UNSC Forward Until Dawn. This one, just as a general rule, assume if you're collecting Mega, kind of from collecting toys and maybe Lego, the bigger the set, the more expensive the exclusive, because you had to pay so much just to get just those figures, and so they're going to be highly sought after. For example, this black Recon here, this black Spartan Recon came in the original Elephant. This is the Spartan laser he came with, it's painted. He came in the original Elephant, the first signature series set. He's really interesting. He's like an icon when it comes to Mega Constructs, because this was he was the guy in the Elephant. That's why he's popular, basically. He only came in that one set. He has some kind of unique you know, gray and black with the gold visor. He looks really cool. I love this guy. But yeah, that's why he's special. I'm not sure a lot of the value of these figures. I just know how rare they are, or, you know, based on like, oh, this came in a big set. That's for a lot of the old art figures, because, for example, I don't know the price of this one here, but this is a pretty special one to me. This is the old articulation Spartan Cat. She came in, I believe, sorry, it's not focusing. It's trying to pick up on all the other figures in the back. I believe she came in the first Mega Falcon, and as a lot of you know, the Falcon hasn't been made many times, so that's why she's cool. This was before they were doing named characters, so she was actually not named. They're like, who's gonna be the blue aerosol with the silver? You know, we know who it is. We know who it is. But yeah, really cool. She doesn't have like the prosthetic arm. They did not have a piece for that yet, but you know, kind of like an unofficial cat. I really like that one. Now this one is a lot less subtle. This is the OG Spartan Palmer. She, I believe, came in the second Pelican we ever got, based on the Halo 4 design. She's cool because she actually has these extra paint applications here with like the little star, the red wings here, and the stripes here. Very, very little small detailings. You know, that's not very common for a set like these. Especially for like an unnamed character. But yeah, I love this original Spartan Palmer. Very true to the color she had in game. Yeah, very cool. I'm not sure if she's expensive. All I know is she came in only that one big set, and that's it. So then here, as you might be able to see, or have been looking at for a little while. Sorry, cat. I'm behind a ring light, so it's kind of hard to see exactly in front of me, but we have this little pile of the Hayabusa Spartans. These guys, if you've been in the Mega community, you know who they are. You know who they are. This was, until Recon, the highest tier armor in Halo 3. I have almost all of them here. I'm just missing the blue one, which also happens to be the rarest. So, if you have a blue, hit me up. I'll buy it off of you or trade you. But yeah. I can just go through. I think the pink one came in a combat unit. Not entirely sure though. I'm just gonna start putting them over here because this is gonna be difficult to make them stand as well as behind the light. The white one, I think he also came in a combat pack. Orange came in a special set with other orange Spartans, I'm pretty sure. Yellow is pretty special because he came in the first Pelican. So where was I? I was talking about the Hayabusas. The last one I had to talk about, I believe, was the red one. The red one came in, I believe, what I want to say is, no, the second Hornet they ever made. This was the red Hornet, which was all themed around the red Hayabusa. He came with a red Pilot, which I also have with me somewhere. He came with a red Pilot and a Jackal with a red shield. Very cool figure. So yeah, they've never been remade in new articulation. That's why they're so coveted, such coveted figures. Everyone loves the Hayabusas, especially big fans of Halo 3, and Halo 3 is very popular. You know, it only makes sense. So, here's just a little thing. For example, with the Hornet, right? That's a set, itself is valuable, but specifically the red Pilot isn't valuable, but the Hayabusa is. You know, just because they came in like a high valued set does not mean they're super valuable. And for an example, with the figures over here that came in the original Phantom, one of them is missing here because he's not as valuable as the others. Anyway, I'm just going to continue going through. This might be taking a little while. Sorry, this might be a long video, but I hope you guys are liking it. This is one that might be kind of surprising to be on here, but this is the original Alice, 134 Alice. She came in the Halo Wars 2 Kodiak. This was before the Red Team Warthog came out, and they were super easy to find. This is when they were expensive. So Alice here, she just was expensive because the Kodiak was a very expensive set. This is at the time, you know, Halo Wars 2, the distribution was not very good. Not many people were into Mega, Mega was very unpopular, people were not buying it, but, you know, that's why she was so valuable. You know, I've seen this figure go upwards of $50 to $80. It's crazy the prices were trying to charge for her, but now, because of the Red Team Warthog, she's gone down a lot, which is nice. Here we have a really interesting one. This might be one of the rarest and most expensive figures I own. This is Captain Lasky from the UNSC Infinity. This version of Lasky with the gray jumpsuit or whatever you want to call it, only came in that set. He only came in the Infinity, and as you know, I believe that's the most expensive Mega Block set to ever be made. That thing is ginormous. It's just gargantuan. Very coveted now. A lot of people want that set, and you know, especially the figures from it too. I'm just gonna keep moving on. I'm very lucky to have him. I unfortunately do not have the other figures from his set. So this guy, he can actually come together with another figure in here, which is Tartarus over there. This Sergeant Johnson, which was the first Sergeant Johnson, he came in the, what's that thing called? The Shadow Convoy set, which came with the original Prophet, the original Arbiter, the first Sergeant Johnson, all the Honor Guards, and the Halo 2 Marines. That set is absolutely insane for several reasons. Must be one of the most sought after sets in Mega history. Prophet for the first time ever. Prophet Chair for the only time we've ever gotten it. The very first Sergeant Johnson, especially in new articulation. I believe the very first Arbiter, which is the one here, I can just talk about, I'll talk about him later actually. Yeah, the very first Arbiter, I believe the very first Honor Guards we ever got, and the new art Halo 2 Marines. So yeah, Sergeant Johnson. I love this one, especially because Halo 2 is my favorite Halo game. That's still the Johnson I like to use. Now here, we have two which might seem kind of odd. These might seem like pretty common figures, but believe it or not, they are not. These are the NMPD from the NMPD Pelican. That set, if you're a Mega fan, you should know that is one of the, if not the most sought after set in history. It's up there with the Infinity for sure. That set goes for an insane price nowadays. It used to be especially valuable because of the Mickey, ODST Mickey that was in that set. The ODST Mickey that was in that set before they made the anniversary pack. He was exclusive, and you cannot get complete Alpha 9 unless you had it. I believe he actually has the wrong shoulder pieces, but that's not a big deal. To know if you have the right one or not, the brown pants. It's the black officer with the brown pants, and the tan pilot with brown pants. That's how you know they're the ones that came in the Pelican. I'm going to try to pick it up a little bit here. I don't feel like I'm taking too long. These are some very recent additions to my collection. This is Agent Estrin and Agent Locke from Smuggler's Intercept. These two are valuable for the fact that nobody wanted that set at the time because it was not based on any of the games. It was actually based on the Halo movie, promotional movie for Halo 5, Halo Nightfall. Nobody really bought that set at the time, but also, if you know Mega, you know ODSTs are, you know, they're the currency. Everyone likes these guys. Everyone wants all of them. It's a grab, which is funny because neither of these characters in universe are actual ODSTs, but they use the ODST armor, which is kind of like a little interpretation. Locke does come with an original head, which I don't have with me right now. It's in a bag. You can tell the difference between Locke. Locke has the red stripes on the chest and on the helmet. Estrin, on the other hand, has the green stripe on the chest and helmet. Estrin has never been made in another set. Makes sense because he had a very, very small role in the movie and also was not even one of the main characters. And this version of Locke, was never made either. So yeah, I also believe that the lock head that comes with this guy is the best one we ever got. Anyway, there's these guys. They're pretty cool. They're just gonna fall over. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Now, these two are a bit of an interesting pair. These guys came in the Kestrel Strike. That is one of the most sought after mega sets. When it first came out, the Kestrel Strike was not super popular, and if I'm correct, the distribution on it was not very good. Not many people were able to get it. But yeah, so it came with this War Master Spartan and this ODST, and these guys are based on the game, I believe it's Halo Spartan Strike. It's either Spartan Strike or Spartan Assault. I've not played either of them. I'm actually planning on playing them quite soon. I already bought them on my Steam. But yeah. They're valuable for different reasons. This guy, as being the main playable character from a Halo game, has that value to him. Plus, he has a very unique design. This guy, before, like a couple years ago, before he got, kind of went down, he was selling for 100 plus on his own. And then we had this ODST. Now, the reason this one's interesting is because Mega has not released very many standard gray ODSTs, which is what you would want, because usually these guys just show up in a basic color palette, but no. Usually they're quite colorful, which is very funny. But this is like one of the best just plain ODSTs. Let me see if I can get it to focus close up. One of the best just plain ODSTs. He has like tan hands. I don't believe he's named in the game. But yeah, love this guy. I got really lucky getting him. Here's a kind of funny one that people might not expect to be rare, and I don't know if it's valuable. But we have the Halo 5 Medic. Now, this is interesting because this is not the gun he came with, I think. But he is interesting because the Halo 5 Medic only ever came in one set, and that was the second Elephant, the one based on Halo Wars. Originally, at the time, that set was valuable due to the fact that it came with Carter and June, the last two members of Noble Team that had not yet been made into Mega. But yeah, they're no longer as valuable due to the fact that the Heroes versions were made, and then the Falcon Strike, Falcon Strike? No, what's it called? The new Falcon, the new Falcon set. Should have just been called a winter contingency, but yeah. So I don't know if this guy's valuable, but he definitely is rare. He only came in that one set in new articulation. Pretty lucky to have him. I believe I actually have two of him now that I think about it. So then I can move on to the chase figures. So I have more chase figures, but these are the ones I just wanted to talk about for the video. I believe this Grunt is relatively valuable. I'm not sure why. I don't know what series he came in, but yeah, there's him. He's a little goofy looking. Here's a really cool one. This is Atriox. The reason he's interesting is like, okay, a lot of figures, what do you do with a yellow Grunt? The piss Grunt? Halo 5 Grunts were never an active camo, so like what type of scene are you going to use him in? But Atriox, on the other hand, looks just like the holograms you see in Halo Infinite and Halo Wars 2. So you can just use this as like a hologram transmission of him, like at the beginning of the game when you're seeing like little memorial ones of him when they think he's dead, or if you want like an incoming transmission between like him and Estrom or him and Shipmaster Let Bali or whatever. That's why he's super cool. He came in the, I think is it Warrior? Series Warrior blind bags that has all the red guys. It's like the entire red theme. So yeah, there's that one. Now, here we have the Arbiter. He did not come with two energy swords, but he just has the second one. So he came in, I believe it was either Series Echo or Foxtrot. I'm leaning towards Echo though. So obviously this is the Halo 5 Arbiter. He uses the same mold as the one that comes in the Warthog. You know, active camo Arbiter, which actually I like because it makes sense. You know, the Arbiter uses active camo. That's what I really like, is when figures in active camo make sense for the games. Funny enough, he actually comes with a second shoulder pad there, as you can see, but in the actual figure, this arm is bare because it's like literally just a bare arm. I don't remember the reason why, it's just part of the design, but yeah, really interesting figure. How, you know, I love how the elites look in active camo. We don't get enough of them. Why are they making active camo brute chieftains and not active camo elites? Don't get it. So yeah, there's the 3 chase figures. This video is gonna be very long. I can keep moving on. Let's see here. We have the Flood, specifically the brown Flood tank form, or Flood Pier tank. So this guy, he's valuable. Flood tanks in general are pretty sought after figures because, you know, they're big, they're bulky, they didn't come in very many sets. I believe they came in maybe 2 or maybe 3. I'm leaning towards 2. If you know Modern Mega, then you know that the brand new Traxxas Flood, Traxxas Factory, something like that, came out and included one of him in here. But it's the brown one. The brown one is the tan one. It came with the tan one. The tan one is significantly more easy to find, but the brown one only ever came in 1 set. And that set itself, I think it's like Flood Escape or like Flood Quarantine. I don't remember what it's called, but it has like a ghost. It has tank forms. It has carrier forms. A lot comes in that one. But yeah, pretty cool figure. I like this guy a lot. I don't blame Mega for reusing the mold. Here we have an interesting one who seems to want to stay stuck to the base plate. Oh, and his foot came off. That's just great. Must be some strong pegs there. So this actually is, if you didn't know, this is an Elder Hunter. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not a big Halo 5 campaign guy, but these were an enemy in Warzone, which were the Elder Hunters. These guys came out in 1 set, which was the Halo 5 Wasp. This was also during the time where, this was, like I said earlier, about how when, you know, Mega's distribution was bad, not many people were buying it. So this figure, not many people got him. The set itself is not terribly valuable, you know. It's literally just this Elder Hunter, but that's the entire reason some people were buying this set in the first place. He's super cool. He has these little like purple paint apps. You know, tracking down one of these guys wouldn't be too hard, but tracking down a pair might cost you. I'm lucky enough I do have a pair of them. I'm very happy about that. But yeah, here's the Elder Hunter. Coming to an end here. So I know I was talking about chase figures earlier, but I want to talk about my favorite chase figure. This is the active camo Honor Guard. Oh man, when I saw this, I was just absolutely blown away about how interesting he looked. This active camo Honor Guard, he came in, oh, which series? I don't remember the name of the series. I apologize for that. Also, I apologize if there's a lot of background noise right now that should go away soon. So this guy came in one of the blind bags, and actually, you know, the little blind bag, his spear could barely fit in the blind bag itself. But yeah, when I learned that this was the last Honor Guard I had to track down, I swarmed to do so. Very rare. I've seen this guy sell upwards of like $70. So yeah, there's the active camo Honor Guard. I don't know if I should even try to put him back. Speaking of Honor Guards, this guy is another very, very rare one. This guy came in a combat pack. This is the blue Honor Guard. If you're familiar with the Halo games, or if you're not, the blue Honor Guards never came, or never existed in the games. There was only the red and a couple of the white for like a little niche cutscene thing. But yeah, the blue never existed, and that's why they're so interesting. What's interesting is that the purple ones exist in Halo Wars, but obviously this is not purple, as you can tell. This guy was interesting. He the combat set he came in only released in Canada and the UK, if I'm not mistaken, and so people in the US had a very hard time getting their hands on him. But yeah, here he is. Very cool figure. I wanted a pair of him, and I was able to track some down. Here we are talking more about old articulation elites. Now, just as a heads up, I actually am going to be making more mega videos talking about figures. I actually have every single old articulation elite that they ever made. Discounting a lot of the chase figures. I'm still missing a couple of them. That will be a separate video, which will also come out. But yeah, stay tuned if you want to see a video about that. Leave a like, leave a comment, whatever you want to see mega-wise, and I can make it. So these guys are special. I'm showing them at the same time because these are the two elites that came in the Scarab. The Scarab, obviously, is that bigger than the Affinity? It might be bigger than the Affinity, like, total mass-wise. Absolutely giant set. Can't even explain how big that thing is. It would take up, you know, the entire thing in my bed or whatever, but these guys were exclusive to it for some reason. Why? I don't know. Are they related to the Scarab? Not at all. But here we have a Commando Elite in dark blue, and we have an Ascetic Elite. I think it's how you pronounce it. I forget. It's hard to pronounce, but they're both the some of the Halo 3 multiplayer elite skins you could use, so they're armor sets. So yeah, these guys are very cool. Only came in that Scarab. Funny, there are also other of the same color which match, which I think they line up very nicely. So here actually is, believe it or not, this might be my favorite Mega Construx figure ever. This is the elite that was released 2 times and is a pretty rare and expensive figure. This is the Halo CE Elite. As you can tell by the color scheme with the turquoise, you have like the little like lime green, or what would you call that? Not sure what color you'd call that, but the little highlights there on the arms and the back of the legs. This came in as the this particular one, I believe, came in Battlescape 3. Yeah, Battlescape 3. Was it 2? 2 or 3? Battlescape 2 or 3. That one was based on Halo CE. You know, you had a Halo Flood. You had you know, a Master Chief. But yeah, I love this figure. Just the paint apps, the different colors. I'm a big fan of Halo Combat Evolved specifically. We don't have enough sets based on Mega Combat Evolved. We have like maybe 1 or 2 or 3. Like, that's like the limit. You know, we got the one blind bag series, but we need more Mega. Please, can we get some more based on Combat Evolved? You know? That's like my #1 request for sets, is Combat Evolved sets. Anyway, this elite's very rare because he was also released in Halo Fest. Some of the rare Halo Fest figures. He's one of 3. But yeah, I love this guy. Big fan. Back here. Now we're coming to an end here. I'm going to talk about these guys here, and then I'll talk about the Arbiters, and the video's over. So this is Tartarus. Tartarus came in a similar set to the one Johnson came in. This is also based on a scene from Halo 2, and you had Tartarus, 2 of his brutes, and some Halo 2 Marines. Now this old Tartarus he's a little silly looking. For an example, Sergeant Johnson is just about taller than him, when in the Halo games, Tartarus should be about this size compared to Johnson. But, you know, it's mega scale, you kind of have to let it pass, but he does look especially small in old articulation. So you see the different straps, all the different paint apps. He has a completely unique head mold, which was not made for anybody else. Screaming, I guess. He has, is this an exclusive shoulder plate? One of the Halo Reach brutes might have used that, but might be exclusive. But yeah, I have it. There's a certain charm to this figure. There's a certain charm to him. The new one's obviously much better, and I love that one as well. But certain charm to him. Love this one. I believe he's quite rare. I don't see him very often. Very often at all, actually. Now here, this is a crazy one. This is the Brute Chieftain from the Pelican, the NMPD Pelican. Same one with those NMPD guys over there. This Brute Chieftain was, I believe, the last one we got in the old articulation of the 4 we got. You know, he has some amazing paint apps here with, like, look at all the gold and the red, the brown. Obviously he's molded in gray, and then the paint for the face in gray too. Oh man, I love the old Brute Chieftains. We actually haven't gotten new articulation Halo Brute Chieftains yet. Halo 3 Brute Chieftains, sorry. Very interesting little fun fact about him. His, like, head mold is more, like, flexy and gummy than the other ones. The other ones are closer to hard plastic, but his is molded in softer. Just a little interesting, random piece of trivia. But yeah, Brute Chieftains, everyone knows these figures are spectacular. Little painted gravity hammer. I'm not sure if he came with that. Oh yeah, here's the painted arm shield. Yeah, very cool figure. I'm extremely lucky to have him. I love this guy. Alright, to wrap the video up, I'd like to talk about the Arbiters. So, this, I believe, was the first Arbiter we ever got. And believe it or not, it's not the Arbiter we know and love. This is Ripamormi from Halo Wars. I don't know why he came with a purple energy sword, because he has he has blue ones in the game. Very odd, but just look at this figure. The chrome painting, the little golden line work, the gold eye paint as well. Absolutely spectacular. I also just love the OG mold for the Arbiter. Very unique. He has some completely unique pieces to him, like the arms, the head mold, the chest. Not sure about the legs, but yeah, I love this guy. And he came in the original Phantom. That set's very sought after. It goes for about $80 to $120 now. Love it though. And just for some, you know, extra little fluff here, we got some of his companions from that set, which are these OG, these little grunts. The OG grunt mold that, you know, they were pretty pathetic. They could barely hold stuff, no articulation. They have like this weird little like thing for the legs where they're like connected. Very odd. But yeah, I don't know if these guys are rare or valuable, but I wanted them to be in the video, so here they are. Not many people collect these old grunts, but I think they have a certain charm to them, especially because they're closer in scale than the new ones. The new ones are ginormous when it comes. They just wreck the scale. Then we have the second one we got. I don't know the order these came out in, but I'm also going in order of rarity. So this one's more rare than the last. This might be another contender for my favorite Halo figure. This is the Arbiter based on the Halo 2. He also came in that same set as Johnson there. Shadow Convoy. Just look at the mastery paintwork here. Oh man, it's so intricate. It's all in the perfectly right places to highlight the armor. Even from a distance, it looks great. You can see the little eyes. Yeah, so this guy's special. I believe this is the only Arbiter we've ever gotten based on Halo 2, which is Halo 2 Original. We haven't gotten an Anniversary Edition, but Halo 2 Original, this is the only one we ever got. And I think he looks fantastic. Just perfect. Love this figure. Then, this next figure I'm going to talk about, and the last one of the video, might be the rarest one here. This is the Halo Fest Arbiter from the Halo CE Warthog. Now this is an odd figure for many reasons, which I'll explain why. So the Halo Fest Warthog, you know, you could only get it at Halo Fest. It was given away. And is it only at Halo Fest? I might be spreading misinformation here. I just want to make sure I'm getting it right, but don't take me, take it with a grain of salt, but I'm pretty sure it was only released at Halo Fest, and this guy came in it. Which is funny because that was the first set ever based on Combat Evolved, and one of the only, like I said earlier. So it was based on Combat Evolved, yet included an Arbiter? There was no Arbiters present in Combat Evolved, especially not friends with the Chief like the set implies. Very odd. He also takes on like his like Halo 3, Halo 3 armor set where it was like quote unquote gold, but it's, canonically supposed to look identical. These are supposed to be the same guy, just a couple days apart, which is very weird. But, Another weird detail is he came with another purple energy sword. Why? Very strange, but, it's a little funny. This guy, if we're talking about paint apps, oh my gosh. So the fact that there's, the base color for this guy is gray. Then you had the gold metallic paint painted on there, the black lines detailing each little line. Then on the back for the bits the armor doesn't cover, you have this like spiderweb blue veiny type of paint, which just looks amazing, even from a distance, from up close. Ooh, I adore this figure. He uses the same, all three Arbiters use the same mold. But yeah, very rare figure. Some of these figures here, not all, but are so rare and expensive to the point where you cannot find listings for them like on eBay and stuff like that. You're gonna have to find collectors and track these down because a lot of these are quite old. A lot of these figures here are old articulation, him not being an exception. Funny enough, I actually have another one of this guy who has his arm socket broken off right at the joint, not the arm, at the torso, the one connecting, which is just so tragic and unfortunate. I wanted to fix it for the longest time, but I gave up, and some very, very, very generous collector was willing to sell this one to me, or trade it, or whatever we did. But this is another contender for my favorite figure, and this might be one of the rarest Mega Construx figures out there, at least the ones that are available to the general public. A lot of people know the rarest MCX figure is the Active Camo Hunter, which only 2 exist, I think. I know Jangbricks has one of them, but that doesn't really matter for the sake of this video. But yeah, there he is. Put him down with the rest of the other guys, very gently. Look at this little crime scene we have here of all our figures. But yeah, this video isn't supposed to have any cuts outside of that one technical difficulty. No cuts for this video, but this video is not scripted either, as you can tell. I had just had a general idea of what I wanted to say. So I have some other ideas coming up for some upcoming Mega Construx videos. Obviously, I'm quite an amateur to making videos. I don't even have an editing software picked out yet. If you have a good one, maybe recommend it to me. I don't expect this video to get any views or anyone to watch it for as long as it's gone. But yeah, some of the videos I have coming up next, I'm going to be unboxing some very rare items, some very, very rare and sought after items that I've been trying to track down for a long time. I'm going to be unboxing those for a video. Then I can also go over those old articulation elites, which would be very fun. If you want to see something else similar, something else a little different, just leave a recommendation in the comments. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope this video was able to be a little bit informative to some of you collectors out there. Thanks for watching.